The problem isn't your outreach or your sales, it's your lead quality. I get so many questions from people who try everything but still can't sign a single client. And most of the time, it's not even about their offer or outreach, it's because their leads are inactive and get pitched every single day. So in this video, I will show you the best prospect generation methods in 2026. If you watch until the end, you will walk away with hundreds of thousands of high quality prospects in any niche. Let's dive in. So we need to make sure that you first of all have enough leads and the right leads to reach out to in order to book them into calls and then convert them into clients. So let's dive into it. We first of all start with emails, but all the strategies I show you can be used for the different channels as well, right? So I will walk you through how to find email addresses to contact them on email, how to find phone numbers to contact them on phone, and how to find them on social media to send DMs, right? Again, you can use all the strategies on the different channels as well, right? And let's start with email. Let's go for the free ones first. The first one would be Google Maps, right? So if you go to Google Maps, I have it open right here, we can type in a keyword in the search bar. For example, let's go for solar. Then we hit enter. And then you see, a lot of solar companies already showing up here, right? The red dots mark like the different companies. If we click on one, it shows up here, right? And we immediately have like the phone number, we have the website and everything we need. If we then go into like another city, for example, right here, if we scroll in and then we hit the keyword again, so we enter the keyword again, you will see you have another, like 15, 20 people showing up here, right? And it's really important that you always scroll in a bit, right? And then you go to the search bar again and you enter the keyword again, because it will immediately show you some more results, right? And if you go for a large city, example right here, let me see, go for a larger city. If we zoom in a bit, if we then hit the keyword again, you see you can find a lot of companies if you put a bit of effort into it, right? So on the left side, you always see the companies inside the area. So you have to go for different areas, scroll in a bit, scroll out a bit, and then hit the keyword again. And then you will find a lot of people. Right? And if you click on them, it will just open this banner here where you see the phone number, you see the location, you see the website, everything you need. And if you then go to the website, we can pretty easily scroll down, go to the imprint, so go to like the legal stuff and find their email address, right? And this is basically how you can find email addresses on Google Maps. This is the manual approach. If you want to do it a bit more automated, you can use an extension called Instant Data Scraper. You can download it for Google Chrome. It looks like this. And if you then enable this, you can scrape all the data that it shows on the screen within a couple of minutes, couple of seconds, and export them into your prospect sheet where you can then reach out to them afterwards, right? And for finding the email address on the website, this is the manual approach. So where we just look for the imprint, where we look for the About Us section, and then just look for the mail address. The problem is oftentimes you just find like an info at or office at mail address. So like the catch-all mail address, not the one from the CEO. And if you want to go for the CEO emails immediately, you can use a software called Snuff.io. And it's also for free. It's also like an extension which you can download. And if you then enable this extension on the website, so if you go to the website, you click on extensions and you enable the extension, then it will scrape all the email addresses from the website, right? And will most likely also find the mail address of the owner, right? So we can just have a look who like the owner is, for example, Bernd Fuchs in this example. And then we can just enable our extension and find the mail address of the CEO, right? This is like a better way because then you make sure to actually find the mail address of the owner and it's a bit more automated, not fully manually, right? The next step are directories. So for example, Yellow Pages or any other directories where the companies in your niche and in your country are listed. And this depends a lot on your country. In any country, there are different directories, but they are called different, right? In Germany, it's for example called Gelbe Seiten. A more known one is like Yellow Sites or Yellow Pages, for example. Right, it's a directory, and it allows you to type in a keyword, so a keyword for a niche, and then also a city. So let's go for real estate companies in this example, and let's go for USA, right here. And then you see it shows you a lot of different companies in the real estate niche right here. You again have like the name, you have the phone number, and you also have the website right here. And it also splits on different pages. So you see only like the real estate keyword inside like one specific region gives you more than 1,600 results. So these are more than 1,600 leads for you to reach out to. All right. And again, we can just go, can click here and either get some information right here. So you already see like the name, you see the website. Let's see if we find the email address, not here. So what we do again is we just go to their website. Right, and then we either scroll down and find the email address manually, or we just use Snuff.io to scrape the mail address of the owner. Right, so that's the approach on how to do that. Instead of going through here and just copying and pasting everything manually, we can again use the extension called Instant Data Scraper. Right, so we click on Reload, and then it allows you to scrape all the leads manually. So we can just deselect the things we don't need. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We need the business name. We need the, don't need this. We can just like deselect all the things that we don't need. All right, we need the phone number. We maybe need the street. We need the, like this. All right, now you basically have everything you need. So you can just click on download as CSV, or you can copy all. Then you can just copy and paste them into your prospect sheet where you store all the leads that you want to reach out to. And you immediately have 1,000 to 1,500 leads just from one location. Right, and you can go for like a different city here and you will have another 5,000 or 10,000 leads showing up. All right, so this is a super, super powerful strategy that I've used for a long time in my own agency. Right. The next one is to find people wherever they hang around, for example, on LinkedIn, Zillow, or Yelp. Go to their website and then use Snuff.io again to find their website, to find their email address. Right. And this approach is a bit more manual, but it can work really well as well, because here we think about where your niche is active. Right. For example, real estate agents are usually listed on Zillow. Right. So Zillow is a platform where they can list their real estate. So if you go to Zillow, you see there are like a lot of different houses listed. You will find millions of houses here, therefore also hundreds of thousands of real estate agents. So if you go for like a certain location here, if you go for New York, for example, you see different houses here. If you click on one house, right, you see like there are more than 18,000 houses, right? And many of them are from different agents and real estate companies. So we can just go through here. We find the company who offers this, go to their website, use Snuff.io to then also get the email address of the owner and contact them there, right? This was a real estate example. Other examples would be Yelp, for example. If you work with like restaurants or any owners, people, businesses that are active on Yelp, you can use Yelp. Otherwise, you can just think about where they hang around, right? Which softwares or directories they use to hang around, and then just find them there, find the owners, go to their website, use Snuff.io and get the email address, right? The last option would be Facebook groups. So if you open Facebook real quick, right, there are groups, and we also want to use the strategy and find groups that are related to the niche and also groups where the people hang around, right? And here's something super important. We have to go to groups and we have to type in a keyword. But if you just type in one keyword, you will find really messy groups. So if you go for like marketing agency real quick, all right, marketing agency, you see all the different groups, 17,000 members, 20,000 members. But if we now choose a group, for example, this one, if you have a look at it, you'll see that it's full of spam, right? It's full of spam. People are just spamming. It's not related to marketing anymore because the groups are too big and too many spammers and people joined. So what we want to do is we want to first of all scroll down and never go for the first page of groups. We want to scroll down until we find groups with around like 500 to 1K members, because these are the groups where most times people are active in and there are not too many spammers, right? For example, let's see this one. Not really. So we can just go through here. We find groups that could potentially work. This one works pretty well, right? You see a lot of real companies posting their information here, right? And then we can just go through their profile. We can find their website again, then their mail address. But sometimes you already find them here inside the posts, all right? So sometimes they just post it. And you see this could be a really good group if you are going for marketing agencies. It is your niche, because here you find a lot of people inside the niche, right? So always make sure to go for smaller groups. If they are private, that's even better, because then, there's less spam inside. This one could be pretty good, I believe. All right, you could like click join group and then like, type in the information that you need to know, right? And hopefully you get accepted, and we go from here, right? Also think about which groups they hang around in, right? If, for example, you go for marketing agencies, think about which are the places where they hang around, right? For example, marketing owners, like marketing agency owners, they usually hang around in software groups of softwares that they use, right? And most marketing agency owners use software like Go High Level or like MailChimp, right? Let's go for MailChimp in this example. If you go to MailChimps, we can go for groups again, right there. And then you see there are a lot of groups regarding like MailChimps, and you can be pretty sure that most of the people inside are email marketing professionals or like agency owners, because why should they join a group about mail marketing or MailChimp if they are not running like a marketing agency? All right, so you see a lot of groups with like 1,000 members, 2,000 members, 2,000 members, and so on. So you can easily get another 5 to 10,000 leads just in these groups here. Just make sure to join groups that are on the second page or a bit smaller, in order to don't like find like all the spam posts and so on. Right? I will go into much more detail for like the Facebook groups in just a second, but for now, these are the 3 strategies that you can use to find email addresses. Then the paid strategies are different software that we can use, right? For example, D7 Lead Finder. It's a really good software I've used to find email addresses with one keyword. So basically just type, like, you need to have the paid plan for this. It costs $40 a month currently. You just type in the keyword, for example, real estate, you choose a city, and then it gives you between like 5 and 15,000 results. It always gives you like the business name, the phone number, the email address, and also the website. So you already get the email address immediately. You don't even need to scrape it. The leads are usually pretty good, but there's one problem with it. And this problem, like, you need to understand this problem. The problem is that every agency like you uses softwares like D7 Lead Finder. So if you type in the keyword real estate and filter for New York, all the people that show up there have been messaged so often before, because all the other agency owners do the same method and they get the same results. So they message all the companies again and again and again. So the people you find on the first 10 pages are the people who got messages from a million other agencies already, right? So it can work well. I used it before, but people are often burned in the softwares because they get so many messages. Right? Another software would be Apollo. Works the same as D7 Lead Finder. It's a bit more expensive, I believe. The next strategy, a great one that I'm still using currently, is Sales Navigator. Right? So it's the premium version of sales, like on LinkedIn. And if we go to Sales Navigator, it costs roughly $100 a month right now. You first of all need a LinkedIn account, and then we can just type in a keyword here, for example, real estate. We hit enter. And then you see there are 7 million plus results. So there are like 7 million leads you have with one click, right? You can scroll through him here. You can connect with them right here, or you can just go on their profile. You can then find their email address. So you can find their name, their business name, right? This one, for example, here. And then you can just go to their website and find the mail address there as well, right? Works super well, but make sure to apply filters. So on the left side, you have like different filters you can apply. So always go for like the headcount. So you want to always work with companies below like 50 employees, I would say, most of you. So we filter down for self-employed, 10 to 1 and 11 to 50. Then we also want to set that there are, for example, CEO, there are founder, there are co-founder, or there are owners. So we always want to filter down that you only see like the CEOs, not like the employees and the managers. Then you can also set how many years they are in the company. If you want to target for people who are starting out, like new people, you can also filter for the years of experience, so how long they are in business. And then I also recommend you to go for different geographies. So start with, for example, your own country, for example, North America. All right. And then you see there are like less results now, but you have more than 300,000 results for the different filters that we applied. So 300,000 people who are active and that you can potentially get as a client, right? It's like there's like so many leads and so many people on site here. You will never run out of leads, right? So you have to adapt the mindset that there are unlimited opportunities and people, and you will never ever run out of leads. Okay, you can filter down even more. So you can filter down that they must have posted something right here and stuff like that, right? After you did this, after you applied all the filters, I recommend you to save the search right here. So it's saved under your saved searches. You can just open it up again and then go through the searches and yeah, click on the profiles, go to the website, get the email addresses or connect with them immediately right here, right? And then I would recommend you to go for different locations. So save this search for North America right here. Right, so we click on save search. Then it saves it inside the save searches here. And then we just change the country to, for example, Germany. Right here. Then you see just in Germany, we have more than 3K results and we save it again. Right? You always want to filter down so you have not more than maybe like 50,000 people. Save the search, so you have all the saved searches under your saved searches. You can just open them here. You have the lists and you can go through the lists to scrape more leads, contact them, whatever you want to do here. Right? And also, this is just the keyword real estate. So you can also think about what are other keywords that they use instead of real estate, right? So for example, construction. All right, so we can type in construction. We can go for North America again. We type in construction. Oh. We hit enter. You see there are another 330K results with the different keywords, right? So play around with the keywords, apply different filters, save the different searches you do for different countries, and then either connect with them right here, go to their profile, find the name of their company, right? Find the name of the company, go to their website, and then use Snof.io to find the email address again, right? That's how we do it on LinkedIn. The last one would be lead lists. So you can go to certain companies and buy lead lists from them. So lists with data, with CEO names and everything you need. These are usually pretty expensive. I don't recommend you to buy data when starting out, but you can type in buy lead lists, and then we'll show you some options here. For example, ZoomInfo is a big one. Right, so you can book a call with them and they can give you a lot of CEO names, email addresses, everything you need, but it's really expensive. So not something for starting out. Right? And these are basically all the options you have for emails. Again, you can use the same methods also for cold calls, also for DMs. I'm just showing you all the options you have, right? The next one are cold calls, and you see a lot of them are similar, right? So free versions, again, would be Google Maps, right? So go on Google Maps, use the instant data scraper or scrape all the phone numbers immediately from here. Right, so you see all of them have like the phone number right here. Then again, directories, yellow pages, also use instant data scraper like I showed you before. And the cool thing is on these directories, usually, let me open it again. Usually the phone number is already on the site, so you don't even have to open the website. Right, so usually you see all the phone numbers right here. Right, so all the phone numbers here, and you see for like the different keyword, for like solar, just in one city, there are like 120 results. So it's unlimited. All right. Then again, find people wherever they hang around, go to their website and find the phone number, because the phone number is usually even easier to find on their website. All right. So again, even for cold calls, go to LinkedIn, Zillow, Yelp, wherever they hang around, find their names, find their website, find their phone number. Paid strategies again would be D7 Lead Finder, Apollo, Sales Navigator applied with filters, and lead lists. Right, I already showed you this in detail, so I'm not going over this again. For DMs, free strategies would be Facebook groups, and now I want to dive a bit more into Facebook groups. I already teased the Facebook groups in the first method, but let me show you a bit more about Facebook groups and how you can use Facebook groups not only to find people to DM them, but also for other things. Right. So again, you never want to go for the obvious groups because they are full of spam. Right, you have different methods here. You can go for groups and hidden groups. Hidden groups are groups that do not show up when you search for marketing owners, for example, but groups that are owned by certain people that promote them in their bio. So what you can do is you can try to find influencers or known people inside your niche, go to their Facebook profile and hope that they run a Facebook group which they promote inside their bio, right? Because these groups are usually pretty good. They are not full of spam because they do not show up in the search bar. They are just like owned by real people and they manage them pretty good. Right, so this would be the first option, to find like hidden groups. Otherwise, really good method, you can find appointment setters. So appointment setters are people like you who use groups to set appointments for a company, right? So you just have to find your direct competitor. At this point, you should know who your competitors are. Let's say you do something for like agencies and your competitor is, let's say, like Charlie Morgan, for example, right? Charlie Morgan's a really known influencer in the space. So we can just go through his profile here and we can find some appointment setters. So people that work for him and set the appointments for him. Because the people that set appointments for like the agency niche, they also use Facebook groups. And if we find the appointment setters, we can see which groups they have joined and which groups they use in order to get appointments. So you can just steal their method and copy and paste the method, right? So we can just go through here. We can look at the followers they have. We can look at the people they follow, or like the people, or like the post that they make. We can just go through like the likes and the comments and just click on different profiles and hope to find somebody who works for example, for Charlie Morgan. And then just look at the groups they've joined, the posts that they do, to figure out which groups they use to book appointments in. Because the groups that they use, they will work and they will book appointments. So you can also copy and paste them. Right? That's another great method to find groups. The next one would be competitors immediately. So we can just, again, go to like Charlie Morgan, for example, if you work with agency owners, and you can go through the likes that they get, because why should somebody who is not running an agency like content about an agency? Right? So we go to the likes. We have 4 people right here. We have 3 people right here. You can just click on the profiles, find out if they are like a good fit, either message them directly on Facebook or go to their website, get the email address, get the phone number, whatever you need. Right? 9 people again, 14 people, 3 people, 1 people, 10 people. Right? So you see only from like the likes, you have another 1,000 to 5,000 people here. Right? Only from like one influencer in the space. Right? You can also go through like the comments right here. So for example, this guy here, there's a high chance that he's running an agency, and so on. All right. The next one would be Reels. It's like a really underrated one, in my opinion. So you can just go for Facebook, you can type in marketing agency. Then we can go for Reels right here. And we can just see, a lot of Reels targeting marketing agency owners, right? Maybe we have to type in, maybe let's go for another keyword. Let's go for agency owners. So you could also go for like gyms or whatever. Right, go to Reeligans. And then you see, videos targeting like agency owners, right? And if you click on one, for example, this one, it's called Agency Owners Looking to Scale. So why would a random person watch this if they are not running an agency? Right, so we click on this. Right, and it's actually, he starts the video with agency owners. So why would somebody watch this or comment this if he's not running an agency? Right, and if you go through here again, only on this one post, you see there are like 32 people liking this. So all of them are potentially running an agency and are potential clients for you. And there are also 17 comments. So you can just go through all of them, go to their profiles, DM them immediately, or go to their website and find their email address. Right? You can do this with every single one here. Right? It's like you see like so many views, so many comments, like unlimited people. Right? Another method would be the Facebook Marketplace. Right? It's right here. And this is basically a marketplace where people can sell stuff on Facebook. Right? And what we want to do here, is we want to search for what the niche sells. So if you, for example, work with gym owners, you could just search for like gym equipment, and all the different people who sell big or huge gym equipment, they are usually like gym owners. Why should they have like such like big amounts of like gym equipment if they're not running a gym, right? So we can go through here. You can see what people inside your niche usually sell, and then just go to the profiles and message them there as well. All right. Another strategy would be where they hang around. So again, just find out which groups or which places they use to chill or hang around. For example, agency owners could hang around in like marketing groups, software groups. Real estate agents could hang around in like local niches or like local niche groups about like certain areas, right? So just think about where they hang around, and you will find a lot of groups in the niches. All right, so this is all about Facebook groups. Again, you can use them to find people to DM, but you can also find them to go to their profiles, find their mail address, find their number, and use them to call, use them to email, whatever, right? So the strategies are not limited to the channels. You can use them wherever you want to find leads for any possible way you can reach out to them. All right, another one would be for DMs. Another one would be Instagram competitors. So on Instagram, you cannot filter that much, but you can go to different competitors. On Instagram, see who they follow, see the people who comment, because usually the people who comment are inside the niche that your competitor works in, so in your niche as well. Another one would be LinkedIn search. So it's like a free strategy. You can go to LinkedIn again. We can go to the search bar. We can type in the keyword for the founder, the CEO, for example, CEO or founder, right? Or owner. It depends a bit on how they call themselves, but figure out how they call themselves. So CEO, founder, owner, co-founder, right? And the keyword for the niche, right? For example, car dealer. Right, so we always have in the keyword for the position and the keyword for the niche. And then you see a lot of people showing up here. More than like 10 pages again, more than, I don't know, like 1,000, 2,000 people where you can either immediately connect to, or you can go to their profile right here. You can find out, here's their phone number. You can find out their website, find the email, and so on. Right? And the paid one again would be Sales Navigator, to either message them directly on LinkedIn or like here, right? You can message them, you can connect with them right here if you want to do it immediately on LinkedIn. Otherwise, again, you can go to the profile, find the website, and go from there. Right? So these were the most common strategies. You can use to find email addresses, to find phone numbers, to DM them on social media directly. And it's really important that you stick to 3, 4, 5 of them, but you test a lot of different things, right? When starting out, I recommend you, like depending on what you need, I recommend you to use directories, to use Sales Navigator, and to maybe even use like the Facebook group approach. So the video you just watched came directly from my agency program. It's only about 1% of what we have inside, but I hope you could see the depth of it. So if you're just starting out, struggling to sign your first or next client, or you are stuck charging low prices, then you can check out the link in the description and watch the free demo video there. See you there.